as the solar flares come, people go a little bit crazy. And that's very much what's taking place on planet Earth right now. We've had 7 major solar flares erupt in the very recent past, the last couple of days. But this is going to be an ongoing story. This isn't just for now. This is ongoing. And this is going to keep leveling up and amplifying as we move forward in time. We're going to see more and more solar activity, but we're going to be more and more affected by it. I'm going to talk to you about why we're affected by it, where you can go to find more information. And I'm going to give you a very, very important energy update that I want you to really let in, because it's going to talk about loose ends, and it's going to talk about why you feel in your life that little antsy feeling like, oh, I got to just get stuff done. You do got to get stuff done, but we're going to talk about why and what that's ushering you towards. And then stay tuned for the end, because I want to share some energy with you. I want to just take a moment, that's all, to bring you ease, clarity, integration, presence. Sometimes I advise you guys this a lot. When you listen to some really deep information, just try this. I always tell my online community, guys, just close your eyes. Listen with your eyes closed, and you're going to find that you hear at a much deeper level. So let yourself do that. If not today, next time. But bear that in mind, that information lands a little bit deeper when you take away this stuff. Because what we're going to figure out is that our eyes have been creating a world of illusion. And the real world is a world that we've got to feel our way into from the inside. The more solar flares there are, the more we're going to see the world around us go crazy. And the more you're going to witness it, the more you're going to wonder if it's ever going to be okay and why this is taking place. So today's conversation is going to be highlighting the role of the solar flares, the incoming solar activity, and why it's going to get more and more evident, more and more overt, bigger and louder, and eventually unavoidable. Right now, there's a little murmur in the background. People are going, oh, X-class flare. Oh, I think that means something. It's going to mean a lot more as we go on. We've got to understand the nature of ascension. Let's start there. Let's start big. The nature of ascension is that it is a massive outburst from the sun. It's so big that the entire sun, I want to describe it this way, it empties itself of its coronal mass. And when that happens, we have plasma ejecta filling up the entire cosmic field. This is also, by the way, known as a micronova. Now, there is a being on this planet who is way more scientifically minded than me, way more educated than myself on this exact topic. His name is Davidson, and he has a channel here on YouTube called Suspicious Observers. The crazy thing is, the last time I did a video just letting you guys know, if you want the science, if you want the 3D understanding, okay, this is what's actually going on. This is the enormity of it all. I get it, because some of you want to understand at that level, then Ben is your guy. He is an amazing mind on this planet, and in my opinion, probably a reincarnation of Noah, because he is doing exactly what Noah did. Guys, hello, there's going to be a flood, except in this case, it's not flood of water, it is a flood of cosmic light that's coming in. But he's showing you the 3D picture, and that's his gift, and that's his ability. 2 things. Number 1, that's not what I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you a different perspective entirely. I'm going to show you a 5D perspective so that you can see exactly the same thing, but just from a more metaphysical, spiritual perspective. Because after all, that is what you are. Yes, you're having a very physical experience, but it's to enable you to remember the truth of who you are as spirit or as energy. Because what we're doing is we're preparing for that. We're preparing for a new world. We're preparing for a new life. The second thing is, the last time I put up a video saying, Ben Davidson's your guy if you want this kind of, boots on the ground information. Oh, my comment section was an uproar, and people going, oh, you recommended Ben Davidson. Because you guys, surely you know this. Surely you know this. The closer to truth someone gets, the more naysayers there are going to be. There are going to be people. This is the nature of the world that we live in. It's the very nature of the false matrix. Everything bad is good. Everything good is bad. upside down, left is right, right is wrong. It's an inverted matrix. So when somebody starts to dissolve that matrix, there are going to be a lot of demons that get mighty angry, and they're going to start activating people under their control. Sometimes these are just plain human beings who have no idea why. They develop a distaste for somebody, not realizing that they're being puppeteered by entities who have a desire to own the narrative. So when you see videos about people, whether they're people that I might recommend, or even videos about me, or videos about somebody else going, oh, they're bad, don't listen to them, you need to see where that's coming from. The truth will be attacked, because these are the times that we live in. So please don't fall prey to that kind of nonsense. I would truly hope that members of my audience would be way more aware of what's going on. So that's, and by the way, you don't have to like someone. If I recommend somebody to you and you don't like that person, it's okay. I'm not telling you you have to. I'm simply saying 3D, boots on the ground, scientific information, Ben Davidson's your guy. But back to Kerry and back to what I want to share with you today. We've had a number of flares, so this is where the sun gets excitable. I've spoken about ascension practice rounds before. This is where the sun starts delivering its juice to our planet, so we start interacting with more of its frequency. This is also known as a CME, a coronal mass ejection, or a solar flare, wherein we have this ejector that comes from the sun, and I want you to think of what that is. That is light. And it begins to weave its way through the veil. Do you know what the veil is? We talk about the veil thinning. The veil is the magnetic field of our planet. That is what is dropping right now. In fact, the old veil that used to be the barrier between us and the organic universe, that has absolutely gone away. But it still exists within us, because there is no difference between what the earth is and what we are, in the sense that we're energetic things. So when Earth's magnetic field weakens and it begins to have less of a shield between it and the cosmic world that it lives in, the same thing happens for us, and we start to receive more of the light codes. We start to be catalyzed and activated. And guys, this is the message. You're going to see people go crazy. You're going to see people lose their mind. You're going to see people operate outside of their own control. There's a reason why we saw so many zombie movies, because somewhere there was a warning. You're going to see people, whether they're taking to the streets or taking to social media and sitting behind a keyboard, you're going to see people acting mindlessly. And maybe it's people that you love, and that's going to be very concerning and very disconcerting. But when that happens, don't try to reason with those people. Just be love. That's your job right now. Just be truth. Just be 5D. Just be the higher consciousness that you are, that you came here to be. Our world is preparing for a massive restructuring. We talk about ascension. And there's a lot of spiritual bypasses out there, you guys. Somebody in my online community asked me this. Oh my God, I couldn't believe it. It's like a week or two ago. They said, Kerry, I believe ascension's been cancelled. I believe ascension's been cancelled because, we're all doing so well and we don't need to grow through struggle anymore. And I was like, oh my God, okay, I wasn't even that held together. I had more of a moment with the live gang that were with me. And I was like, are you guys crazy? Are you out of your mind to even think this? Because spiritual bypassing is real. There are people who are going to give you an illusory, fantastical world. Everything's going to be pretty. Everything's going to be cozy. No one's going to be out of their comfort zone. You're not going to be stretched. That's the Atlantean story, you guys, right there. Ding, 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 ding. That's what happened in Atlantis. Atlantis was just like we are, headed towards ascension. And beings came to stop their ascension process, and it was easy. They thwarted the ascension process by saying, you know what? All of this growth stuff, it's so difficult and so uncomfortable. Don't do it. You don't need to. Everything's going to be okay. Just put your trust in us. Outside of yourself, in other words. What am I always telling you guys? Don't listen to me, listen to you. Don't trust me, trust you. My job is to lead you to your wisdom, not to lead you to mine. The story of Atlantis was that there were beings standing there saying, come to my wisdom. I'll take care of you. I'll make this all go away. And there's a lot of people on planet Earth right now that if they had that kind of offer, they'd say, yes, please. Oh, yeah. Oh, take me, baby. Thankfully, we're not able to have that level. So we are being protected here. We're not able to have that level of malevolent, overt interference where we've got people consciously working with us to sidestep our ascension. We've worked really, really hard for this. No one's going to take it away, but it is going to challenge you. You will see challenges. Right now, we've got a number of X-class flares. That means the sun has sent out a burst of its light and it's received by us. So these are mini ascension practice rounds. These are mini and very mini, mind you, little spurts of energy that we get to interact with. But let me please tell you what it does. You're going to start feeling a sense of urgency. You're going to start feeling, I've got to complete this. I've got to deal with this. I've got to resolve something. I've got to decide something. Everything that's left hanging in your life, you're going to want to address. You're not going to want loose ends. You're not going to want anything hanging. You're going to want closure and resolution right now. That's what these solar flares do. The little practice rounds that go, are you guys getting ready? Are you getting ready? Are you getting ready? And it's just going to heat up and it's just going to become more and more frequent. And we're going to be impacted by these incoming energies in preparation, because that's what we came here for. We came here to restore peace and harmony by going through radical growth right now. We cannot sidestep the radical growth and go, oh, it's too hectic. I don't want to be here. You are here because you're a spiritual warrior and you elected to be here. So what's your job, oh spiritual warrior? Are you going to go out there and fight? Of course not. The spiritual warrior is here to not fight anything, but to face everything, which takes way more courage. Because ultimately they're being asked to face themselves, to do things that they've never done before, like take personal responsibility. Experience who they are when they're not in control and the brain doesn't know what's going on, and they're going to feel like they're floundering and floating. And it's a scary feeling because they're going to be in the unknown. And that's exquisite, and that's part of what we're being called upon to experience. We are going through such a radical shift, and part of the radical shift is that the ego is going to start coming undone. That's the effect of these big solar flares. It means that the ego starts coming undone, and when the ego starts coming undone, it feels like you're coming undone, but you're not. You're not. The false self, the enslaved self is coming undone, which is beautiful because when it does, it can get reabsorbed into the light of your truth. But you must, that's where we are now, allow in the light of your truth, which means get out of your comfort zone, get out of the known version of who you are, the known self. That's what we're being asked to break free from. And it's what most people are clinging to. It's what most people are stepping into such fear about. I don't want to lose myself. So look at this right now in your world. See how little there is to cling to? For example, I should finish that sentence. There's so little to cling to, but because there's so little to cling to, people are trying even harder, even more. Because when we cling to something, we have the illusion that we're in control and that we're in the known. It's just an illusion. But people are clinging to their opinions right now like their lives depend on it. Let them go. Who are you? Who the heck are you without your opinions? Look at everything that once gave you a sense of stability in the world. Why is it? Why? Look at social media. Why is it that there are people that just need to give their opinion? It's not helpful or kind in any way. Luckily, I don't have a lot of that on my channel. But if you look at social media in general, you're going to see a lot of that. because people are clinging to a known identity and they're looking for a distraction. I need to get outraged about something because guess what? If I'm outraged about what some politician did or what's going on outside of my personal world, then guess what? I can get distracted. The most peace that you can bring to the world right now is by being peace within you. Not by fighting for peace, but by being the peace. We're being asked to step into a new paradigm. But there's a lot of people waiting, saying, I'm going to wait for paradise to come before I participate at that level. For right now, I'm going to still participate with my gloves on. I'm going to riot, or I'm going to scream, or I'm going to campaign, or I'm going to be an activist. It's not that these things are bad. It's that this isn't conducive to what you're becoming because they involve resistance. Resistance and judgment and pushing against and fighting against, that's part of the old system. You're not bad if you use these methodologies, but you are being ushered into a this is going to feel scary and out of control for a lot of people, ushered into a new state of being where you actually have more effect on the world, but it's not going to be obvious to you at first. What you're going to be called upon to do is to stop saving the external and start being your own savior. What you're going to be called upon to do is to show up for yourself before you dare to show up for somebody else. Because when you show up for yourself, as yourself, you send out a ripple that liberates humanity. You send a ripple out to them. It's like sending a message out to them that says, when you can't do it, I'll be the example for you. Because ultimately, ascension is a journey that everyone has to complete for themselves. Everyone will do this. Don't try to shield yourself from it. Don't try to protect yourself from it. Do what the earth is doing right now. The earth is teaching us. Magnetic field weakening means allowing in more cosmic light. The more cosmic light you absorb, the more the absorption of that cosmic light begins to dissolve the density and the illusion of the false matrix and the ego that navigated the false matrix. Who are you without your ego? Massive question mark. It's a stunning question to ask though. So let yourself really embrace that. How would I be without my ego? What would I feel without my chatterbox brain running at 1,000 miles an hour? What would I be if I was the harmony that I craved now? Not one day when there's paradise. Oh yeah, baby, watch me. Watch me when there's paradise. I'm going to be in harmony. You came here to be the new paradigm in the collapse of the old, you guys. That's the most important thing that you can be right now. There are people who aren't going to be able to meet you at your level, and that's okay. Please don't try wake them up. You're going to hurt yourself. Please don't try shake them into awakening. You're going to start feeling derailed because the only power, you're going to realize this, the only power I have is the power I have in my world. But when I use that power, I change the collective consciousness from the inside for all. That makes you a being of phenomenal power. I teach all of this and more in my online community, the Plasma Light Tribe. Come and join if you feel called to operate at a deeper, higher level. I look forward to meeting you there. Lots of love from my heart. All the way to yours. Let's please take a moment together. Yes, the world's going through change. But this is what you came here to participate in. Yes, the world is going through transformation. But this is your nature. This is the real you. And it's finally time for the real you to bubble up to the surface. And I look forward to interacting as the real me to the real you. Speak to you real soon. Lots of love, everyone. Here's a video where I think I spoke about Ben Davidson, funny enough, in this video, and I got kind of raked over the coals quite a bit for that, but I stand by everything that I said in this video. This is where I talk a little bit more about ascension and how your magnetic field actually steps into its function. at that ascension point, a light is emitted from you that actually cocoons you into a 5D field. And you're going to walk through ascension, not blindly going, oh, nothing's happening here. You're going to walk through with your eyes wide open, but your heart even more open. And with an open heart, the love that can flow in to you and through you and become a new life here on planet Earth. There it is. That's the seed of it all. So I talk a little bit more about that process in this video up here. Maybe I should do an update to it. Let me know in the comments below. Do you want more videos about ascension, you guys? I look forward to hearing that. So yeah, let me know. Mwah.